Hey guys, so it's just me again. I literally just got done a minute and a half ago doing my morning video for you guys down here in San Bernardino. And you saw at the end of my video, I kind of got a little bit totally distracted because I see things and I want to help and my heart goes out, and I kind of lost my focus a little bit and I just blanked. But one of the reasons why is I saw this gentleman coming by and I put down some soda and some food. He grabbed it and just wanted to come talk to him. As I said, I'm trying to not preach or lecture or do anything, but I just try to tell people stories. And I'm going to put this gentleman on camera here in a minute. Name's Kyle Miller, and I just got to talking to him. We're in San Bernardino now, but just talking to him with his Kyle. Thanks for talking about it. I'm going to put you over here. Let me get you over here. There you are. So here you go. So this is Kyle, and I just kind of came up to him and asked him, how he got out here, what's he doing, how long has he been out here. And you said you've been on the streets for about how long now?
A year by the, where do I go to look straight at the...
Yeah, there's a camera over here somewhere.
Oh, okay.
One of these, there's a camera right there.
Oh,
But you can just hang out and be yourself, that's
all. So by the end of this month, October, it'll be a whole year.
Well, one of the things I'm doing, Kyle, is the message with what I've left the country to do is kind of tell people or ask people to point the thumb instead of pointing the finger and blaming the whole world.
Right.
And just in a brief conversation, one of the things I really respect you for is I said, hey, how did you come to be out here? And you said, look, man, I made some bad decisions. I didn't get, thrown out. My mom and I couldn't make my half of the rent. You had some struggle. You work for who?
I work for Amazon.
In a warehouse setting things?
Yeah, warehouse setting, and pretty much I lost my job there, and I couldn't pay my half, so I had to sell some of the stuff I got from Amazon, and I was real frustrated about it. So she was trying to help, but it was just my arrogance, and I chose to leave.
Okay. Right.
So
family didn't turn it back on you?
No.
You didn't leave any kind of addiction drove you out or anything like that?
No.
I don't want the drama. I can't hold up my head.
I really couldn't take not having been able to pay my half, so I just kind of left, and I've been out here ever since. So
one of the things you told me, and again, I'm not trying to put myself in your shoes at all. Some people sat there and said, as I'm coming across, hey Jim, essentially you're homeless every day. You don't know what's going on, and I haven't been out on the streets like you have all very often, but the times I have, the one thing I don't think people can fully understand, that's at home is how little rest and sleep you get. How many hours of sleep do you get in a day or a night, would you say?
I would say I usually sleep around 6, but I wake up like every 2, if I'm lucky, 3 hours until at least like 6, and that's when I just get up because it's like
get up and hit the streets then.
Yeah.
And then now, when you have you run into any kind of I didn't ask you this earlier, but have you run into any kind of scary situations, any unsafe situations, anything like that?
I mean, there's situations where you come back to your spot and there's people in there and they're like, hey, we're just looking around. I've never had a knife or a gun pulled on me or anything like that, but I've just had stuff taken from me. But it's material, so I just let it go because it's like, it's not worth it.
So Kyle, you and help me understand that. I saw literally just a couple blocks back. There's, I guess, what I don't know what I'd call like a little, people set up their places,
right.
So what's the unwritten rule? You go out and you try to either get some food or get something to drink or whatever. You leave your spot. Is it an unwritten rule among the homeless that say, look, man, that's not my spot?
It's kind of like that, but it's mostly in an area where you can't be by yourself in an area like that, because if someone comes across, they're going to be like, oh, well, there's no one here, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
You usually want to be in an area where there's crowded people, at least another maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
And the unwritten rule is you don't steal from those are your neighbors, so to speak. And if anyone comes in that's unknown, regardless, whoever they say they are, oh, I'm this person's cousin, we can't have that. That's just the unwritten.
So you look out for each other a little bit?
Yeah, it's a generosity thing.
I got you.
It's a courtesy.
So I know myself, I literally, I get overwhelmed almost hourly out here with my mind racing, trying to, figure out what's going to happen the next day. Like, it can't be easy. So you're not necessarily, I don't have a job to get to, right?
Right.
So you wake up and you're trying to, like I said, you're not sleeping well. So you're up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you get your shit together and you start to head out. Like how does your mind work? What goes through your mind on a given day? Is it literally just a matter of just walking until you find the next place? You have a place you call home, so to speak, that you go to every night?
For now, I've been there for pretty much 2 weeks now.
Okay.
But it's just you live it one day at a time. That's all you can do. if you know there's a place that's giving away stuff, then whatever you eat today, you try not to eat it anyways. You try not to eat at all.
Save a little bit.
Save as much as you can. Yeah, because once you eat, it's like, yeah, you might be hungry, but you know, once you eat, you're all right. You just don't want to really sleep after you eat. You don't want to eat after you sleep, because then when you wake up, you're full. You're gonna have all that rest. You're gonna sleep for 8 hours, and then you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be totally up. And you want to save that for a night at least. Like, it's literally a system. It's a system.
So you get into a routine then, pretty much.
It's a routine, yeah.
What happens? How did there's a little dog over there walking across the street?
Oh yeah. No, they won't. Yeah.
I don't know what dog to run over. How does the police? How does the locals? How do the strangers? How do you get perceived? How do you get treated when you're walking down the street? Like
I mean, I've never had any incidents with the police. I mean, and I've had interactions. But literally, it's not like, oh, hey, that's messed up, don't do that. Like, I've never.
But they're not rolling up on you and trying to say, hey, you got to move on. You can't be here, and then you get the police.
I mean, if I'm in a lot and it's no trespassing and I don't see the sign, I'll notice the police will come and they'll be like, hey, what are you doing here? It's no trespassing. And I'm like, oh, all right, and that's it.
So as far as the area where you sleep, though, you're kind of home for the night. I'm sure they know about it. They don't give you guys, arrest you guys to get on out of there or anything like that.
I mean, one time I had someone say, hey, this is private property. I said, okay, and I left, and you know, the police just asked, well, hey, what are you doing here? And I was like, well, I was just sleeping here. And they said, all right, well, yeah, this is private property, so just don't come back. It's just real easy. You just be cordial, you know. It's simple human courtesy. Just be cordial.
I love that. And it's funny you say that, because it's funny how discourteous and uncivil people can be with each other. Or struggling. For all intents and purposes, you're still showing courtesy.
Well, no, I mean, because all we have is our civilization. I mean, if we're not civil, then it's chaos.
You're brilliant, my friend.
Yeah, it's chaos. Well, you can't just don't be an ignorant person, because ignorance spreads, and that's just like a disease. You don't want that.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and sharing your story. If I just have one other, so you obviously don't want to be doing this forever.
Oh, no.
Do you have a plan or dream or whatever? You know, if I had a magic wand right now, so that I can give Kyle a magic wand that he can make. Selfishly to you, specifically to you, not
just a job. Just a job and a whole
Just
a job. I can work out everything else as long as I have a job. I'll work at Jack in the Box.
All right.
I can work everything else.
All right. Well,
that alone is a blessing enough. Thank you.
Well, my man Kyle here is on the streets of San Bernardino between G and H. If anybody can find a way to help him, get him a job or anything like that. I don't know enough about his background to know how that ties in anything or anything like that. But I wish you well.
Oh no, I don't have no violent, no keys, no drugs, nothing like that.
I wish you luck and enjoy the stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Thank you, buddy. Good luck to you. All right, you as well, buddy. All right, guys. So again, you know, the best I could do is give him a little something to eat and drink, and I wanted to come and talk to him across the street there. Anyway, so this will be part 2 of my morning video. Again, I'm just trying to talk to people and share their story, share people's story, and you know, it's this is a big part of our country. Is a big part, certainly, of Southern California, the West Coast out here. As you get to the warmer weather, that's where people will find it a little bit easier to stay, I guess, safer. Or you know, you're not going to be sleeping outside. I mean, I have seen it homeless in New York City, but it's 20 degrees in the winter, not much out here, so obviously it's going to be a little bit more prevalent out here. Anyway, wish Kyle well. Love you guys. Thanks for following. Sorry I got so distracted on my first video there. Just saw him walking by and kind of wanted to see where he's at, what he was doing. I love you guys. Take care.